Hello everyone, it's Patricia. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you my non-Scentsy wax empties for the month. So if you're new to my channel, basically I warm about 75% Scentsy, but I add in lots of other things. I burn candles, I do vendor wax a little bit here and there, and I do some Walmart wax sometimes. So here's my bin. And in this bag is what I usually put my vendor wax in, so I usually do that last. I like to start with the candles, so let's do the candles. So let's start with Bath & Body Works. Oops, there's stuff stuck to the bottom. I burned a hot cocoa and cream candle. In Canada we don't get the scent notes, but I have them written on the inside of the lid. It is decadent milk chocolate, fresh steamed milk, and mini marshmallows. Now, it smells a little bit burnt down here now, but it 3-wick, a little bit of grungy wax there, but this candle did really well for me. Probably with about a third to go, it developed a little bit of that, almost like that golden brown and delicious smell that I had with the Italy candle, like a little, not quite burnt, but I didn't mind it so much with the fragrance, but yeah, and you can smell it in here now, but this is a really nice soft chocolatey scent. Most people are probably familiar with this. My daughter really liked this candle, so that's why I picked it up. I didn't have any issues as it was burning, no soot, no problems with puny wicks. It did well. I wish they could all do that well, so anyway, let's talk DW Home. This candle is heavy. It's a 1-wick. It is almost 8 ounces. It's called Cranberry Rum. This was a standout candle for me this month. The smell is really nice. It's like a cranberry with a bit of like that alcohol scent, tiniest bit of spice. I really enjoyed this. It burned terrific. Self-extinguished. Basically there's like, it looks like there's a lot of wax left, but it kind of goes up to the side because it kind of lost its juice as it went. This had a pretty strong throw as well. I would say medium. So I was very pleased with this 1-wick. And again, the jar is so nice and heavy. I may repurpose this jar, I'm not sure, but it'd be nice to set another candle within, like something like a small, set it within. That would look really nice because when lit, this red was beautiful. Okay, let's talk Woodwick. I finished my first Woodwick candle. If you're not familiar with what Woodwick candle is, actually I shouldn't say that. I have burned a wooden wick candle before, but this is my first Woodwick brand. So the wick is actually made of wood and it crackles as it burns. Now as you can see, it's kind of grungy and ugly. This scent was pumpkin butter. I got it at Winners in Canada for $14.99. Since purchasing this candle, I would say most of these size candles are now like $19.99 easily. Even more than that. So I'm not really sure what happened, but the prices skyrocketed. So I do have 2 other Woodwick candles and other scents in my stash. Pumpkin butter was a nice pumpkin scent with that creamy, you know how apple butter is basically apples cooked down and down and down? It kind of had that vibe, but with not so much sweetness, a little bit of spice. But the problem with Woodwicks is sometimes they impart a little bit of a smokiness to the candle, I find. Now it works well with this scent, but there's another scent I have called Orange Dreamsicle I'm a little bit worried about, but anyway. And you can see the grime all along the sides and a bit of sooting. So the other thing is with Woodwicks, you are supposed to kind of just pinch off the wicks. As you can imagine, trying to get your hand down here and just pinch off the wick to trim it, that gets a little bit tricky. Sometimes I did use my Yankee candle wick trimmers to trim. But yeah, this also, it was super slow to burn like here, and then it just really kicked it up. And the scent throw was probably like a definite medium on that, so it was good. Okay, I got through a lot of Yankee candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's start with the large jar. I finished up a large jar of Sweet Nothings. Now, I'm the type of person that I don't like start a candle and then finish it up and then start a new one. I have different ones in my cupboards all open and partially burned, so I can finish a lot in some months and not a lot in other months. But this one was kind of like a floral, sweet, musky smell. And had a ton of oils towards the end. Like, there was another one, like this one is loose here. I think I always do this on my videos, but yeah, you can see, I don't know if you can see that, there's a lot of oil on the bottom. This had a pretty good scent throw for me. I would say medium. I could always smell it when I had it in my big open area. Great burn, no problems. I was pretty pleased with it. Yeah. Probably wouldn't be a repurchase just because it's kind of like a one and done for me, but can't complain. Okay, I finished off one of these 7-ounce 1 wick soft wax and holiday treat. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff in the bottom. The wick is kind of little. Anyway, this was like more of like a vanilla cookie bakery kind of scent. I mainly used it as like a buffer candle just to add a little bit of fragrance. Didn't have a strong strength and throw, pretty light on the scent throw. You can see some sooting up around here. So yeah, I got that one at Winners. Another one I picked up at Winners was this Welcome Christmas, which was a 1 wick 7-ounce jar candle. It says Home Classic, so I couldn't find any scent notes, but this reminds me of like a berry cranberry cider drink, a little spicy, very strong, very sweet and fruity and tangy. Like it has like cranberries and stuff like that. The picture, I'm really not sure. It looks like it has cinnamon inside a drink, but this one here had a really fat wick, and I had to keep it really short. And you can see that there's some sooting here. And you can see I got a little bit of soot on me now. This was okay, would not be a repurchase, but it was pretty strong. I would say at least medium, maybe even stronger. And for a little tiny candle, that's great. Okay, the next 2 candles, I had good candles this month. I really like that cranberry rum, but I loved this candle. Look, it's just a tiny little small jar. Moroccan Argan Oil. I got it for $3 at Winners. And I love this smell. It's very exotic and rich and deep. If you're familiar with Scentsy's Silhouette, it reminds me of Silhouette. And I loved it. Now, the only problem was I did not love the burn. There's some sooting, not too bad, but the wick was really puny on this, like super puny, and so sometimes it would have problems like pooling out. But yeah, obviously the scent throw wasn't the greatest, but I usually just set it close to where, if I was working on my island downstairs, I would just sit it fairly close to where I was working and I could enjoy a little bit of the smell that way. But yeah, for $3, I have another one of these small jars going vanilla lime. I've kind of started burning that here and there. And the wick is much thicker, so that one seems to be doing better. Okay, this one was a real standout for me. Great, with Yankee, sometimes you're not sure if you're going to get a solid scent throw, but this one was outstanding. It's a 2 wick in the soft wax. It is saltwater taffy. I've had this one going for many months. It's still very strong. It almost has like a sweet scent, and then like a slight soap, like pure soap undertone, but I really love it. Very good strength and throw. I feel like I'm gonna get soot on me. Very good strength and throw, bit of sooting, bit of grunge. Never had any problems with it pooling out. Never had any problems with the wicks. The only thing I might mention is certain times the wax would look all purple and spotted like it had the measles or some sort of disease. I didn't mind that at all, but I just thought that was funny to mention. I picked this up at Winners in Canada. It is 2018 pour. So yeah, I would say for candles, I had my 2 main standouts were, I would say, the saltwater taffy and cranberry rum. I love both of these. Okay, so that is it for candles. We are going to just move on to a few little loose ends with the candles. I liked to burn some votives. I had 2 votives and cascading snowberry going. This is like, it's a really nice scent. I love it. And I have the large jar, and I find I'm struggling with the large jar with that one, but anyway. Kind of like a wintergreen, minty, like balsam fir kind of vibe. And then I had a balsam and cedar, and that was pretty good. And then I think I used up maybe just 1 welcome home. I'm not crazy about the votives, but I have been finding, I have this place near me. I'm in Canada. I've talked about it before. I call it my killer deal place. It's Lawton's Drugs in Atlanta, Canada. They sell Yankees, and sometimes they sell them for 50% off. Sometimes they mark ones down and then, so half off. And then they mark an additional 40% off the half off price. So the other day I picked up a 50% off 2 boxes of the salted caramel, I think it's called, votives. So I'm gonna, and they smell very, very strong, so I'm just gonna litter them throughout my open area and kind of bump up scents as they start to die down that have similar smells to that. Oh, here's another welcome home. 2 welcome homes, 2 cascading snowberries. So we're gonna talk retail wax. I only went through 4 clams, but let's do the one I picked up locally first. This is Scentsationals Tangerine Twist. Very strong on the orange. Very zingy. Obviously an orange scent doesn't last very long, but that may be a repurchase for me. My son really likes it, so. The next 3 are from the US. Now, I picked up some wax when I was in Vegas, but many months ago, my friend Susan picked me up some wax down in Maine, I believe. And I told her, pick me up some vanilla cookie crunch. And she's like, well, how much do you want? I said, I don't know, like 4 or 5 packages. So I got 4 or 5, or maybe even 6 of the jumbo. So this is my first one I've finished. So I got some melting to do. This is very buttery, sugar cookie kind of vibe. Great for mixing. I did melt it on its own, doesn't last very long, not super strong. But it doesn't have to be a repurchase for me because I have a boatload of it downstairs. Okay, another one, this one I really enjoyed, Sugared Lavender Twist. I'm not a big lavender fan, but this one smells exactly like, reminds me a lot of Sugar from Scentsy. Very enjoyable, and it lasts a fair long time. I do find with a lot of these, one moment please. Sorry, I'm back. I told my son, my youngest son is my challenging child. He keeps me going. He's been sick the past few days, but he is feeling better and he's yelling again. Anyway, I said, please don't yell, I'm gonna do a video. And all I hear him in the background is saying, Mom, how do you spell Chelsea? Anyway, so hopefully he doesn't yell again, but he might. Anyway, Sugared Lavender Twist. I find a lot of these Walmart waxes leave a brown residue on your warmer that you have to clean off, so that's kind of a bummer. This one here is Cinnamon Pecans. I picked this up in Vegas. It's very strong. Deep, dark, rich scent. Reminds me a tiny bit of Central Park Pralines, if you're familiar with Central Park Pralines. Somewhat similar. Pretty good. Okay, so let's go through vendor wax. I'm going to pause the video quickly. I'm going to organize it in US and then Canada, just in case you want to click out. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So we'll start with the clamshells. I finished up from L3 WaxyWonders Chamomile Tea. This was pretty good. I put it in my warmers that I have going overnight, just kind of as night lights. But this lasted a long time. They're Scentsy warmers. And I will always want to say, if you have a Scentsy warmer and you put non-Scentsy wax in your Scentsy warmer, it voids your warranty. So please only do it if you're willing to void your warranty. I feel it's important to say that. But the clamshells of these, they all kind of started smelling skunky. So I have purchased a couple more clamshells for her, and I'll just try out those last 2. But if I have any more skunk smell, I'll probably maybe not buy the clams. But the good news is the wax smelled great. It lasted a very long time. L3 WaxyWonders does well in my home. The next one I went through is Lucky Lemons, and I got this from a D-Stash. The scent notes on this were lemon curd and Lucky Charms and the house blend of Magically Delicious. So this is like a lemon, like with that bakery sweet undertone. It's nice and creamy background with the lemon. I liked it. I usually only get Supertarts through D-Stashes, and I'm trying not to go crazy with the vendor wax because I have a lot. It is building up, so I have to be good. But yeah, that was good. And I'm not a huge lemon person, but I did like that one. From Vapid, I'm not sure if that's how you say it. This was Black Forest, and the scent notes on this one are brownies, raspberry and strawberry jam, and vanilla marshmallow fluff. It's funny, I thought when I first put this in, I thought it was red velvet, and then as it was warming, first off, it's very, very strong, and it lasted a fair amount of time. And as it was warming, I was like, man, this doesn't smell like red velvet. It smells more like Black Forest cake. And then I checked, I'm like, oh, it is Black Forest cake. So very, very true to the scent description. Yeah, strong. Strong. Also from Vapid, I picked this up on a D-Stash. Girl from Ipanema. Not sure if that's correct. It has mango, papaya, and coconut. This was just okay for me, and I think according to her website, this one is a fairly big seller for her, but it was just a fruity tropical scent. It wasn't anything that I was super excited about. From a D-stash, I have Jack Frost Christmas from Sassy Girl, and I wrote the scent notes down. Creamy mint and vanilla with dark sweet chocolate. So before I had the scent notes, I totally could pinpoint all of those things. It smelled like a mint with the white and dark chocolate. That, you know how white chocolate has that, like, it's that weirdness, but it's, some people don't like white chocolate, but I like it to smell, maybe not as much to eat. But this was super, super nice. And I had this going with a little tiny candle called Peppermint Bark by like a local Canadian superstore up here, and they worked really well together. This lasted a long time, so that was good. I broke my, I guess what would you say, you're no longer a glitterati virgin. I warmed my first piece of glitterati. This was from May 2017, and it is black raspberry vanilla. It definitely smelled like black raspberry vanilla, and it lasted a long time. In my opinion, it wasn't a huge standout scent, like it was just a normal, traditional black raspberry vanilla, but it was done well, and it lasted a long time. I had it warming here in my bedroom, and when I say it lasted a long time, to me, like, Scentsy standards long time. It went on and on and on. So, multiple days kind of thing. Few hours at a time kind of thing, but this one was from, now the next few are just ones that are kind of in these little like sticky, and I got them in a D-stash, and I wanted to use them up because I don't really like these kind of bags, but this is HaydenRowe Chill Pill, which is lavender, vanilla, and mint. This was okay for me, would not be a repurchase. It wasn't super strong, and it was just, scent appeal wasn't great for me. I must say, in Canada, with the D-stashes that we have available to us, I usually just buy from Canadian sites, and sometimes I just kind of buy whatever's in there, and you get a lot of things that you may not like, or some things you may not like. But I got, I think it was like 13 pounds of wax for $100 plus shipping. So up here, that's great. 13 pounds. So that's why I said I need to slow my roll. Also in that D-stash, Rosegirls Sugar Cookie Dough. I mixed this with something just to kind of tone down something else. It was okay. I didn't obviously get a great sense of the smell because I mixed it. The next one is a standout from Rosegirls. Okay, so I don't really enjoy lavender that much, but sometimes I'm wondering if I'm starting to enjoy it more. But this one, my daughter commented, I put it in her room. She has a Scentsy warmer, so I put 2 mini melters of this scent in her room, and it lasted, I would say, almost 4 days, like with constant warming. So it was outstanding. She loved it. She asked for more. I said, no, that's all we have. It is Rosegirls Lavender Cupcakes with Honey Frosting. So I went on the site, and I will probably order some more of this, and I'm aiming to order, I'm going to try not to order any more until like July 1st. I'm aiming for that, but anyway. The next one is, the next couple are from She Loves Cake. This is Sugar Butt, Vanilla Waffle Cone, Strawberry Jam, Mallow Cotton Candy. This was okay. Medium scent throw, like a nice strawberry with that sweet. I liked it better the first time I warmed it as compared to the second time. And this one actually I liked quite a bit. Quite a bit. Again. She Loves Cake, Lavender Days Cake, Angel Food Cake, Purple Lavender. This was good as well. I have not looked up to see if she is still in business. I know that there was a while back that something was changing with She Loves Cake, and I can't remember what it is. Okay, we're almost done the US. So we have from Kay's Kreations, this is a sample of Christmas Rose. And it is a blend of rose jam and Christmas fragrances. And I really got a lot of rose jam from this. Yeah, it was pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so if you're not interested in the Canadian, I'd like to say thank you for watching. If you want to hear about Canadian, I don't have too much stuff, so we'll get going. From Mandala Mouth, let's start with this. This is a sugar scrub, whipped body scrub, excuse me, in Vampire. This was outstanding for scent. Okay, the scent notes on this are blood orange, grapefruit, and vanilla champagne. I loved this. The sugar scrub was a different kind of sugar scrub. I've only had 2. This is my second one. The first one I had, was from a local, like down the South Shore of Nova Scotia, and I really, really loved that. I loved the consistency and the scent. This one, I love the scent, and I liked the consistency, but it was different than my first one. So sometimes I wonder if you just like your first one the best because it was your first one, and that's kind of sets the standard for what you like. But this one was more of a variable consistency, and the particles in it almost felt like they had give to it, and they were bigger, and they were almost irregular in size. But yeah, if she offered this again, I would definitely repurchase it. I do have a scent shot for this scent, so I'm excited to warm that. And I warmed two, and I can't even read this, but I think it's Marge. 2 scent shots in Marge, which is 7-Up pound cake and vanilla frosting. And this was very, very bakery, a bit too bakery for my liking, but it lasted the average amount of time, and it had a pretty average scent throw. So, okay, I think the next few are from Make Sense Candles in New Brunswick. When Foxes Fly, sample. Complex blend of florals and honey. Not really a scent that I enjoyed a lot, but it's just because it has honey. Some of the honey scents are hit and miss for me, so. But thank you so much for the sample. The next one is Blackberry Fizz. Blackberry, strawberries, pomegranate, mandarin, grapefruit, and lime. I didn't get a lot of fizz with the Blackberry Fizz, but yeah, I don't think I would order. I have some to use up, so I will try that. I didn't really get a great idea of the scent just from this sample, so I'm going to use my own. This one is really, really strong. It's called Frostbite. It's icy cool wintergreen. So I put this in my daughter's room. It performed very well. Yeah, very well. Now these bags do not feel the same as these bags, and I did message the owner on Instagram and asked her if these are polypropylene bags, and she said yes, and she offered to send me different ones, and I said no, that's okay. If you say they're polypropylene, I believe you. But the reason I messaged her too, because I was wondering that, and then because they feel a little bit more like Ziploc, but you know, it's hard to say. But a friend of mine from PEI had asked me, so that's why I messaged her. And back from when her mom was in charge, I finished up a blueberry pumpkin patch. This was from a D-stash, and it's not really a huge, not a huge favorite for scent for me, but it performed fairly well. So in general, I find her wax performs quite well. She has excellent coffee scents if you're interested. But this is a standout for me, and I haven't had great luck with this company, but this one was a huge standout for me, and maybe it's because the scent worked really well and it actually performed really well. It's from Country Market Crafts, and it is peppermint bark, which is, I will read you, white chocolate and milk chocolate and crushed candy cane and dark chocolate ganache. So similar to Sassy Girl's Jack Frost Christmas, I think this one did very well. I felt like it was a bit more of a standout than that one, but I just really liked this, and it performed really well. My husband, he doesn't really like chocolatey scents, I'm starting to discover, and he was complaining about this, so he could definitely smell it, and then he was complaining some more, so he could still smell it. So that goes to show it lasted a fair amount of time. So anyway, that's it. Sorry for the long-winded discussion, but hopefully some of this information helped you, or you got some sort of enjoyment out of this video. As always, I'd like to wish you a great day in your neck of the woods. Take care, and I will see you in the next video.